Hey, thanks for stopping by. This is the Rational Boomer Show. And there's a lot of things going on in this country. We've got a new president, and some people are really happy about it. A lot of people are really pissed about it. There's a lot of division in this country, and that's a problem. If we can't come together, it's going to be difficult to recover and to heal from the problems we have here. Of course, we have the COVID crisis. More than 400,000 people have died. Because of that crisis, we've got people standing in food lines. We've got people becoming homeless. We've got economy on the precipice of disaster. You can't just sit back and golf all the time, and that's what Donald Trump pretty much did. Now Joe Biden's in. The people that don't like him say he's incompetent, but you know what? The fact that he's making an effort, he's stepping up, and he's doing something is the first positive we've seen in 4 years. From the beginning, there should have been a national plan for this pandemic. Had there been, we'd probably be done with it now. A lot of people would be still alive and people would be back to work. That didn't happen. So now Joe Biden has to jump in, not only make a plan to continue to handle the pandemic, but now we've got the vaccines to contend with. They were coming in during Donald Trump's time, but Donald Trump again had no plan to distribute them, and it went very slowly. So now at least we've got a plan to distribute the vaccines and hopefully do it efficiently and get as many people with vaccines in their arms as absolutely possible in the quickest possible way. That's the only way we're going to beat this COVID thing, and we have to beat it if we want to see any sense of normality in the United States of America. There are still people out of work from last March because their businesses don't allow for them to go back, or business has been so bad for those people who have been hit by COVID that they can't hire these people back. People will say, well, they're just being lazy. They're not getting jobs. Well, some of them have gotten jobs. Generally, they're lower paying jobs than what they had before. But there's legitimately some that have not gotten a job. They've gone without a paycheck for almost a year. So now we're talking about something called a stimulus. It's not actually a stimulus, though. It's basically a life raft. A stimulus is something you put into the economy to give it a boost to keep things going. This boat is sinking. We need a life preserver to save people. Then we can worry about stimulus. The problem with the stimulus is that Joe Biden wants to go big. He wants to go 1.9 trillion. It's a lot of money. Republicans say, oh, that's too much money. We don't want to do that, which I find strange because just a couple of years ago, the Republicans were more than happy and didn't think twice about giving a tax break to the rich of $2 trillion. Now, sure, I know you're going to say, well, the little guy's got a tax break too. Yeah, the little guy's got a little tax break. But what you may not know is that as of January 1, that tax break was taken away and your taxes were raised up. But the rich guys getting the tax break, theirs is permanent. So it's not going to help you anymore. And if you can just spend $2 trillion to give a couple years of help to the people that are paying the bills, you can certainly give $2 trillion to people to survive. This isn't about giving a helping hand. This is about saving this country, saving society, saving people. And there really is no limitation or reference you can look at to decide how much that should be. Now, back in 2009, when George W. Bush ruined the economy to a level like we've never seen before, Obama tried to push through a stimulus. And of course, the Republicans said, oh no, it's too much, it's too much. So they negotiated and negotiated and negotiated and pared it down. They got the stimulus to go through, but it took 5 years to recover. I don't know about you, but we don't have 5 years to recover this time around. And the reason it took 5 years to recover is because it wasn't enough money. Republicans are more than happy to give away money to rich people, but when it comes to you and I, oh, they're stingy. We can't afford that. And I'm getting tired of hearing that shit. It's just not true. It's not possible that they can't help us, but they can help the rich. So, assuming we get the stimulus done, and I think we will, Joe Biden does want to do this on a bipartisan basis to work in good faith. Unfortunately, the Republicans have never worked in good faith. They've always shoved things down the Democrats' throat, and they didn't think twice about what anybody else wanted. They just got what they wanted. So now Joe's stepping in, and he's trying to be nice, but I think he's learned his lesson from the past. I don't think he's going to put up with it very long. He's going to offer it. They don't accept it. They can go with the just the Democratic voting and just push it through. There'll be a lot of people who aren't happy, but so what? People are dying. People are starving. People are homeless. Something's got to be done, and it's got to be done now. We can't drag this out for 6 months. People aren't going to be able to last that long. So we'll see what happens with that stimulus. And again, it's not a stimulus, it's a life raft or a life preserver for people to survive, for this country to survive. And then when we get it, we still have a lot of work to go to get ourselves back to normal. We got to kill this disease. We've got to build the economy, build people's lives back up. And that's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a little time. So be ready for it. It's not magically going to snap back to the way it was. Here's the other thing to consider, too. As much as it's not going to be like it was for a long time, I don't know that it's ever going to be like it was. And I know some people are nervous, even sad about that prospect. It'll never go back to the way it was. No, it probably won't. And most of us don't like change. But consider this. Think of this. During this whole process, people have gone through a lot of things. Companies have flourished in some cases, and companies have gone by the wayside. Some of our most beloved companies have faded. And that's sad, and that's unfortunate. But when everything is cleared up with COVID and all the other things, we're going to have a brand new perception on the way this country runs. There's going to be eyes opened. There'll be new opportunities. New businesses will start up and flourish. So this coming time, when we finally get past all this stuff, might be a great time of opportunity. We're going to see things we haven't seen before. And it levels the playing field. For those of us that are going out there and maybe want to put something together or try something new, we're at the same spot everybody else is. We're not competing with a bunch of guys who have done it 100 years because it's brand new. So for you entrepreneurs or people that are interested in starting your own businesses, once we're out of COVID, it might be an opportune time. Now, it doesn't have to be a new idea. Maybe it's a new kind of restaurant, a new kind of bar, new kind of entertainment situation, a new product. There's going to be all kinds of new products that are being sold once this COVID situation is over. I mean, masks, they're big now because we need them. But after COVID is gone, there's still going to be a bigger market for masks than ever before. Maybe that's an opportunity. You can't sit back, cry, and say it's all over, we're done, and give up. Things are going to change, yes, but things could get better, or at least opportunities could present themselves. You have to be able to recognize them. You have to be able to take advantage of them. Take a risk, take a flyer. It may change your life for the better. That's the one thing I've always found out. No matter how bad of stuff you go through, you always make it to the other side. And when you do, very often, there's a better opportunity waiting for you. So don't be all downhearted and glum and all this stuff. Let's just do what we need to do, get this behind us, and then start moving forward when it's all done. You have a good day. Stay in touch with me, Rational Boomer, here on YouTube.